Well, good morning, Unity of Richmond.
Good morning.
I want to thank you for having these wonderful people here to help me this morning. Wow, I feel very blessed. You guys are wonderful, wonderful. Very, very pleased to be here. And, Richard gave me a glowing report, and it's true. No. But what I'm so excited about is it was almost 10 years ago when we were working with you as a community as you were preparing for the arrival of Richard and Vicki, which you didn't know at that moment. But I offered to you the opportunity to take this class called Eye of the Storm. And many, many, many of you here did. If you were in that class with me 10 years ago, would you raise your hand? Yes, look at. Excellent, excellent. This was the opportunity for us to really look at how we hold things, who we are, and you did an extremely extraordinary job as we went through that class. Really looking at yourselves, really looking at do I believe that there is someone or something against me? And the premise of the book is no one and nothing is against you. And so as we worked through that, I saw transformation taking place in people's lives over and over and over again. And this work, I feel, is one of the classics of unity. It was written by Gary Simmons, a unity minister, and 10 years later, I'm still teaching it in my community anywhere I go, because I believe that the foundation of it does have the potential for us to live the life that Jesus told us about, that you may live life and live it abundantly. And so this is what this work is about. So I am going to be doing a workshop on it this afternoon at 1 o'clock downstairs. If you have plans, cancel them and see me downstairs. And so I just want to give you a little teaser of what is to come today. There's an anonymous quote, and it says, "Close your eyes and awaken. Close your eyes and awaken. Go within, because that's where the truth lies. That's where that awakening process happens." The Sufi poet Hafiz says, "I wish I could show you when you are lonely or in darkness the astonishing light of your being. I wish I could show you the light that you are." Jesus said, "You are the light of the world, and let your light shine." And so often we hide it under that bushel basket. And so we're about letting that light shine, letting that Christ essence of you shine out. We are here to show others the way. Pema Chodron, in her book, Start Where You Are, says, "We are one blink of an eye from being fully awake." One blink of an eye from being fully awake. So I invite you today to blink that eye and wake up. Wake up to the truth of who you are. Wake up to the knowing that you are God in action in the world. Scripture tells us we are made in the image and after the likeness. We are here to demonstrate that. We are here to be that light in the world. There's an ancient Hindu fable that I want to share with you, and it comes out of the book Eye of the Storm for Teens, which was written by Gary Simmons' wife, Reverend Jane Simmons. And it talks about where that, let me get to it. Here we are. Good thing I don't have a handheld mic in my hand. talks about where is that essence for humanity? Where did that get planted? The gods were having a meeting. The purpose of their meeting was to discuss where to hide humanity's power. They were afraid it would be abused if it were too easily found. So they came up with some ideas. Let's hide it on the highest mountain, suggested one of the gods, and they all readily agreed. And then one said, oh, wait a minute. Humanity eventually would climb to the highest mountain and find it there. So they went back to thinking about it again. So then the idea came up, okay, so let's hide it in the deepest ocean. And again, readily agreement until somebody said, uh-oh, wait a minute. Humanity will go to the depths of the sea and find it there. They thought some more and said, how about the deepest forest? And again, the answer was the same. Eventually, they would visit the forest and find it there. Finally, the answer came forth. The one place they will never look, the one place where it will be safe, is within their own hearts. They will never think of looking for it there. So that is where our power lies. Our power lies within our hearts, within the very being of us. So going back to that first quote, close your eyes and awaken. Close your eyes, go to your heart center. It is there where that Christ resides in each and every one of us. So today at the workshop, I want to just give you a few ideas of what we'll be talking about. One, we're going to be looking at what are the inner resources that we have and that we are calling forth to express. Because we have a plethora of resources within ourselves. For those of you in Unity know the 12 powers. We have each and every one of those powers within us. And we call those forth and we use them. And sometimes we forget them. And that's when life becomes difficult. One of the other things that we're going to be looking at, and we just spoke of it earlier in the service, is one presence and one power. One presence and one power active in our life, God the good. And so when we see that and we say that there's one presence and one power, do we really believe it? Do we really demonstrate it day in and day out, 24/7? I don't. I'm here to tell you, there are times when I look at my checkbook and it says red. So where then do I put my power? I put my power in that checkbook. When I'm experiencing a health challenge and I think, oh no, oh my, what am I going to do with this? I forget. One presence and one power active in my life. And I put my power in outside things. So when I say no one or nothing is against me, what do you think? Oh, yes, Pat, I believe that, but you don't know about so-and-so that I work with. You don't know about my mother-in-law. You know, all of those yeah buts are right then and there telling us, no, you know, I'm mouthing the words, one presence, one power. But do I live it? No, not all the time. And so this is what this material helps us to see. How do we live it more than not? How do we dismantle those things that feel against us? How do we disempower them? I don't know about you, but I'm still working with this one, judgment and criticism. Yeah. And then being the way of God or being in the way of God. being in the way of God doesn't work real well. But we do it. We do it. Yeah, yeah. So who have we come here to be? Who have we come here to be? What have we've been made in the image and after the likeness? And we've been called here for a purpose. And are we living our purpose? I'd say this group down here is living their purpose when they're up here and they are belting out their spirit. I believe every one of you in here, when you were working on this building, I remember it before it was here as it is now. So some of you that may be here new since it's been beautified, and I mean, you folks have done amazing work. Amazing work. And I want to give, Richard and Vicki. Yeah. You don't know this, but I can tell you. This is the good thing about having a guest speaker, because they tell you the truth. No. There are very few ministers who go through the kind of building project that you guys have been through and are still in that ministry. That is not usually the way it is. So you, and they sing your praises all the time. They say they were with us every step of the way, and they were supporting us all the way. And Vicki laughingly says, and we're all still talking. I mean, what you folks have done here is amazing. You really demonstrated no one and nothing is against you. When you were able to take and transform this building. You have lived these principles, whether you realized it or not. You were the way of God and not in the way of God as you were building this together. It's state of the art. When we walk in here, if you're new to it today, I know that you feel the love that's already in this building and see the beauty of that love expressing. Marvelous work. Marvelous work. So Richard and Vicki have demonstrated who they've come here to be. They've come here to be the beacon to transform this part of Richmond, and they are doing it as you all are in this with them together. So God bless you for that. So as I share this quote with you, I don't see it in the community as a whole, but you may see it, some of it in your own personal being. So I would just invite you to think about it as I share it. And it's a quote that comes out of from Marianne Williamson. And it says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so other people won't feel insecure around you. We are born to be made manifest of the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. Look around you. You want to see God, look at the person sitting next to you. And if you can see God in them, then they can see God in you. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we feel liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Our presence automatically liberates others. So as we play in this field called life, play big. Play big. Play all out. Don't hold back. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is it. So make the best of it, friends. Let your light shine. And remember, no one and nothing is against you. And I want to end with this invitation to meet me downstairs at 1 o'clock. There's going to be lunch before that, so come on down and share in that. We're going to talk about conflict. Ooh, conflict. What if we could see conflict in a different way? What if we could see conflict as our souls calling us higher? What a different way to look at that. It's giving us the opportunity to grow. And conflict leads to rebirth and transformation. And so when we don't run from it, when we stand in it and move through it, we are overcomers. We are overcomers. We just had a resurrection experience last Sunday. You in this room are all overcomers. I know that you've had your own crucifixions and your own resurrections, or you wouldn't be sitting here today. So I want to close with this one story. It has little to do, it has a whole lot to do with what I just said. I'm not going to say it has little. And it's called The Parable of the Pencil. The pencil maker took the pencil aside just before putting him into the box. And he said to him, there are 5 things that you need to know before I can send you out into the world. And always remember them and never forget. And you will become the best pencil you can be. The first one, you will be able to do many great things, but only if you allow someone to hold you in their hand. The second one is, you will experience a painful sharpening from time to time, but you'll need it to become a better pencil. Conflict is that sharpening. The third one is, you will be able to correct any mistakes you might make. We can always turn around. We can always make amends. The fourth one is, the most important part of you will always be what's inside. The very Christ nature of us is within us, not out here. The fifth one is, and on every surface you are used, you must leave your mark. No matter what the condition, you must continue to write. That's the overcomer. That's when you can come through the storm and be the eye. Remember, in a hurricane, the eye is that time of pure quiet. And that's what the eye of the storm is all about. Learning to be peaceful inside regardless of what's happening outside. The pencil understood and promised to remember and went into the box with purpose in its heart. You all have a purpose here. Live it. Live it out. Live big. God bless you. Thank you. Love you too.
Pat Bessey. Thank you, Pat.